There is an invisible wall inside your mind. It stands between you and the person you are trying to speak to. Every time you hear a sentence, you hit this wall. You stop, you wait, you search for the meaning in your native language, and by the time you find the answer, the conversation is over. You have missed your chance.
It is the silent killer of fluency. It is not about grammar. It is not about vocabulary. It is about that 2-second pause where you try to be a translator instead of a speaker. Today, we do not just learn English, we destroy that wall.
Welcome to the Slow English channel. I'm Daisy, and I'm here with the man who has spent 30 years in New York City classrooms diagnosing this exact problem, Professor Peter Hanson. Peter, why is this translation addiction so hard to break?
Because it feels safe, Daisy. It feels like a safety blanket. When I was teaching at the university in Manhattan back in '98, I had this student. Let's call him Marco. Marco was brilliant. He knew every grammar rule. He could write essays that were better than my native English students. But put him in a coffee shop, put him in a job interview, he froze. Complete silence.
I see that so often with my students in London as well. They know the theory, but the practice paralyzes them. Why did Marco freeze, Peter?
Because he was running a translation software in his brain. He was taking the English input, converting it to Italian, formulating a response in Italian, and then converting it back to English. It is too slow. The modern world moves too fast for that. You can't drive a Ferrari with an engine from a lawnmower.
That is a vivid image, Peter. A Ferrari with a lawnmower engine. Let us break that down for our listeners. A Ferrari is a very fast, expensive Italian sports car. A lawnmower is a small machine used to cut grass in your garden. Peter is saying your potential is high, like the fast car, but your method of processing is too slow, like the small machine.
Exactly. And today, I want to walk through 3 specific, painful but necessary steps to swap that engine, to rewire the brain. And I warn you, Daisy, these steps are not comfortable. They require you to feel foolish. They require you to feel like a child again.
We are ready for the discomfort, Peter. If it leads to fluency, we will do it. What is the first step to stopping this translation process?
Step 1 is what I call environmental labeling. But it is not just looking at a cat and saying cat. That's for babies. I'm talking about sensory labeling.
Sensory labeling. That sounds technical. Can you explain that with a story from your teaching days?
Let me think. Yes, 2005. I had a class of very advanced engineers. They were smart people, but they were stuck. I took them out of the classroom. We went down to the street corner in New York, 5th Avenue and 14th Street. Very busy, very loud.
I can imagine. New York streets are never quiet.
No, they are a symphony of chaos. So I told them, do not translate the objects. I want you to feel the objects and name the sensation directly in English.
Give us an example. What does that look like?
Okay, so one student looks at a taxi. In his head, he wants to say the word for taxi in his language. I said, no, look at the color. What is the color? He said, yellow. I said, don't just say yellow. Feel the brightness. Scream it in your mind. Then I asked him about the sound. He said, loud. I said, no, be specific.
You are very demanding, Peter.
I have to be. Loud is a translation. Screeching is a feeling. Honking is a feeling. When you link the English word directly to the physical sensation, you bypass your native language. You create a direct bridge.
That is a fascinating distinction. Let us pause there and look at those words. Screeching. S-C-R-E-E-C-H-I-N-G. Screeching is a high-pitched, unpleasant noise, like the sound of tires sliding on the road when a car stops suddenly.
Yes, and honking, H-O-N-K-I-N-G, that's the noise a car horn makes. Beep, beep. In New York, people honk if you wait for 1 millisecond after the light turns green.
In London, we're a bit more polite. We might give a small flash of the lights or a very short, gentle beep, but we generally don't lay on the horn.
Lay on the horn. That's a great American idiom. Daisy, break that down for them.
To lay on the horn means to press the car horn continuously and aggressively, to press it hard and keep pressing it. So, Peter, you made your students stand on Fifth Avenue and describe the screeching and the honking. How did this stop them from translating?
Because when you're overwhelmed by the senses, you don't have time to go back to your native dictionary. You have to grab the nearest English word that fits the feeling. I want our listeners to do this right now, not on a street, but in their room.
Let us do a practical drill. Listeners, look around your room. Don't just name the object. Peter, guide them.
Okay, look at your chair. Don't just say chair. Touch it. Is it soft? Is it hard? Is it cold? I want you to say, the chair is rough, or the leather is smooth. Daisy, touch the table in front of us. What do you feel?
It's cool. It's smooth. It feels solid.
Good. Solid. You didn't think about the word for solid in French or Japanese. You felt the resistance of the wood, and the word solid appeared. That's step one. You must link English to your 5 senses, not to your textbook definitions.
I love that. It reminds me of how children learn. They touch fire, they say hot. They don't look up hot in a dictionary. They feel the pain, and the word is stamped into their memory forever.
Exactly. Pain is a great teacher. But let's hope we don't need to burn our listeners for them to learn English.
Let's hope not. Okay, so step 1 is environmental labeling with senses. What is step 2? You mentioned talking to yourself.
Yes, step 2 is the narrator technique. This is the one that makes people feel crazy. You have to narrate your life as you're living it, but you must do it out loud.
Out loud? Even if people are around?
Well, maybe not on the subway, or people will move to a different train car, but in your house, absolutely. You narrate every tiny action. I'm walking to the kitchen. I'm reaching for the handle. I'm turning the water on. The water is cold.
This seems very simple, Peter. I'm walking to the kitchen. Why does this help with advanced fluency?
Because, Daisy, the brain is lazy. The brain wants to stay in the default mode. If you're alone, your brain is thinking in your native language. Oh, I need to call my mother. Oh, I'm hungry. By forcing your mouth to speak English during mundane tasks, you're evicting your native language from your house.
Evicting, that's a strong word. E-V-I-C-T. To evict means to force someone to leave a property, usually because they didn't pay the rent.
Your native language hasn't paid rent in years. It's taking up space for free. Kick it out.
So you're evicting your native tongue. But Peter, I've tried this with my students. They tell me they feel silly. They feel foolish talking to an empty room.
Let me tell you a story about feeling foolish. When I was 30 years old, I decided to learn Japanese. I was living in Tokyo for a year. I was a big, tall American man. I stood out, and I decided to use this narrator technique. I was in my tiny apartment in Shinjuku. The walls were paper thin.
Oh dear, the neighbors could hear you?
They could hear everything. And I was walking around saying, I'm putting on my socks. I'm looking for my keys. Where are my keys? The keys are on the table. One day I met my neighbor in the hallway, an elderly Japanese woman. She looked at me, she bowed, and she handed me a bag of throat lozenges.
Throat lozenges, because you were talking so much?
She thought I was sick because I was muttering to myself all day. She thought I was delirious with a fever. I felt so embarrassed. My face went red. I wanted to move out of the building.
But did it work?
It worked like magic. 2 months later, I was dreaming in Japanese because I had filled every silent moment of my day with the target language. The embarrassment is the price of admission, Daisy. If you are not willing to look stupid, you will never become a master.
That is a profound statement. If you are not willing to look stupid, you will never become a master. I think that applies to everything, not just language.
It does, but in language it is critical. The ego is the enemy.
Let us dwell on that for a moment. The ego, E-G-O. In this context, we mean your sense of self-importance, your desire to look smart and competent.
Correct. Adults have big egos. Children have small egos. A child says, I go store, and everyone claps. An adult says, I go store, and they feel shame. They feel like a failure. They think, I'm an intelligent director of a company in my country. Why do I sound like a caveman in English?
And that shame triggers the translation, doesn't it? They pause to translate so they can form the perfect sentence to protect their ego.
Bingo. You hit the nail on the head.
Hit the nail on the head. That is an idiom meaning to describe exactly what is causing a situation or problem. You are exactly right.
So, to break this, we need to practice making mistakes. Daisy, I want to try a drill with you. I want you to be the student. I want you to say a sentence, but I want you to say it wrong, and I want you to not care.
Okay, I will try. I am a perfectionist, so this is hard for me.
Good. That is why we're doing it. I want you to tell me what you did this morning, but I want you to speak faster than you can think. Do not correct yourself. Just go.
Okay. I woke up at 7. I drink coffee. I brush teeth. I walk to studio. Rain was heavy.
Stop. Excellent. You made 3 grammar mistakes there. You switched tenses. You missed articles. Did the world end?
No, the roof is still on the building.
Did I understand you?
Yes, you nodded.
Exactly. Communication happened. Fluency is about flow, not perfection. When you stop to fix wake to woke, you stop the flow. You bring the translator back into the room. When you are practicing the narrator technique, do not stop to fix grammar. Just keep the river flowing.
That is very liberating. Liberating means making you feel free. It takes the pressure off.
Now, before we get to step 3, which is the hardest step, I want to discuss a major difference I have noticed between how my British students and my American students approach this monologue.
Oh, a cultural difference in talking to oneself? This I have to hear.
Yes, my American students, when they narrate, they are very dramatic. They say, I'm conquering the dishes, I'm destroying the dirt. They treat it like a movie. My British students, well, you tell me, how would a British person narrate washing the dishes?
Well, we would probably be a bit more cynical. We might say, right, here we go again. Another pile of rubbish to clean. Must get on with it. Not to worry. We're a bit more, understated.
Understated, that is the word. And that affects the vocabulary you choose. An American might say, "This is awesome." A British person might say, "It's not bad."
Not bad is high praise in England, Peter. If I cook you a dinner and you say it's not bad, I'm very happy.
See, in New York, if I say it's not bad, it means I hate it, but I'm trying to be polite.
This is a minefield. A minefield is a situation that contains hidden dangers or difficulties.
So, when you're narrating your life, choose the personality you want. Do you want to be the dramatic American narrator or the understated British narrator? It helps to adopt a persona, a character.
That is a great tip. Acting. Pretend you are a character in a movie. It separates you from your own shyness.
Precisely. Now, step 3. This is the one that hurts. This is the one that makes students quit my class.
You are scaring us. What is step 3?
Step 3 is destructive immersion.
Destructive? That sounds violent.
It is. You have to destroy your crutches. Most people listen to English with subtitles, or they listen to easy English podcasts where people speak like this.
Like we are speaking now?
Yes, we are a crutch, Daisy. We're the training wheels on the bicycle, and that's good for learning. But to stop translating, you must listen to content that is too fast for you, and you must do it without text.
Without text. But if they don't understand, surely they will just tune out. The brain will switch off.
That's the danger. But here's the technique. You listen to a 30-second clip of real, fast, messy conversation, maybe a clip from a movie or a news interview. You play it. You will understand maybe 10%. Panic sets in. The translator in your brain starts screaming, "What did he say? Look up the word."
And you must ignore that scream.
You must ignore it. You play it again. You catch one more word. You play it a third time. You catch the emotion. You play it 10 times. You do not look up the words. You force your brain to extract meaning from the sound, not from the definition.
This reminds me of how I learned to swim. My father threw me in the pool.
That's illegal nowadays, surely?
Probably, but it worked. I swallowed a lot of water, but I learned to kick. You are saying we need to throw our brains into the deep end of the pool.
Yes. Let's try a simulation of this. I'm going to say a sentence at my normal New York speed. I'm going to mumble. I'm going to blend words. I want you, Daisy, to explain what you heard. And listeners, don't panic, just listen to the sound.
Ready. Go.
All right, listen. I was gonna head to the store, but I figured it was raining cats and dogs, so I just stayed put.
Whoa, that was fast. Listeners, did you catch that? Let me try to break it down. You said you were going to go to the shop.
Store.
Store, American. You were going to the store, but you decided or figured it was raining heavily, so you stayed home.
Stayed put.
Stayed put. Listeners, stayed put means to remain in the same place, to not move. Now, Peter, say that sentence again, slow motion, so they can hear how the sounds blend.
Okay, listen to the blending. I was gonna, that's going to, head to the store, head to, that means go to, but I figured means thought or decided. Raining cats and dogs, that's the idiom for heavy rain, so I just stayed put.
Now, the translation problem happens when a student hears raining cats and dogs. Their brain translates cats, meow, and dogs, woof, they visualize animals falling from the sky.
A terrifying image.
Yes, and by the time they realize it's a metaphor for rain, you've already finished the sentence about staying home. They're lost.
Exactly. This is why step 3, destructive immersion, is vital. You have to hear raining cats and dogs as a single sound unit that means heavy rain. You cannot break it into words.
Sound units, that's the key, isn't it? Native speakers don't speak in words, they speak in chunks.
Chunks, yes. If I ask you, Daisy, how are you? Do you analyze how, then are, then you?
No, I hear, how are you? It's one sound.
Precisely. You must treat all of English like that. I don't know. What do you think? Give me a break. These are not sentences, they are sound blocks.
Gimme a break. Give me a break. Can we discuss the nuance of that phrase? Because it can mean two different things.
Oh, good point. It can be a request, please give me a break, I'm tired, like let me rest.
Or
It can be an expression of disbelief or annoyance. If someone tells me, Peter, I won the lottery, and I don't believe them, I say, give me a break.
Or if someone is making excuses, I didn't do my homework because my dog ate it.
Give me a break.
Exactly. Tone is everything, and you cannot translate tone. You have to feel it.
I want to do a tone drill with you, Daisy. This helps with the feeling part of step 1 and 2. I'll give you a phrase. I want you to say it in 3 different ways. The phrase is, I didn't say that.
Okay. I didn't say that.
First, say it as if you are angry. You are accused of a crime.
I didn't say that.
Good. Now, say it as if you are confused. You are not sure if you said it or not.
I didn't say that?
Excellent. Now, say it as if you are shocked. You cannot believe someone thinks you said that.
I didn't say that.
Perfect. Listeners, notice how the meaning changed? In the first one, she was defending herself. In the second, she was doubting her memory. In the third, she was offended.
And the words were exactly the same.
Exactly the same. If you were translating this from a text, you would miss the meaning. You must listen to the music of the sentence, not just the lyrics.
The music, not the lyrics. I like that. Peter, we have covered environmental labeling, the narrator technique, and destructive immersion. But I want to go back to something you mentioned earlier, the mindset, the psychology.
Go on.
You have taught thousands of students. The ones who succeed, the ones who truly break the translation wall, what is the one personality trait they all share?
That is a heavy question.
Take your time.
I would say resilience, the ability to bounce back.
Bounce back, like a ball hitting the wall and coming back to your hand.
Yes, because you will have bad days. You will have days where your brain feels like mush. You will try to speak to a waiter and nothing comes out. You will feel stupid. The students who fail are the ones who let that one bad day stop them. They say, oh, I am not good at languages, and they quit.
And the ones who succeed?
They laugh. They laugh at themselves. I had a student, a CEO from Germany, very serious man. He once walked into class and said, Peter, I am pregnant.
He said he was pregnant?
Yes. He meant to say he was embarrassed. In Spanish, embarazada means pregnant. He got confused between languages. The whole class went silent. This was a powerful CEO.
What did he do?
He realized his mistake, and he roared with laughter. He laughed harder than anyone. He said, "Well, it's a miracle." He owned the mistake. He didn't let the mistake own him. That man is now fluent. He speaks English better than I do.
Because he was not afraid of the error. He didn't translate his fear. He just lived in the moment.
Yes, fear causes translation. When you are afraid, you double-check. When you double-check, you translate. When you translate, you stutter. It's a cycle of fear. You have to break the cycle.
So, for our listeners who are sitting at home, maybe feeling frustrated with their progress, what is your message to them right now?
My message is stop studying English. Start living English. Do not treat it as a subject like math or history. You do not study a language. You inhabit it. You wear it like a coat. It might feel tight at first. The sleeves might be too long. You might look silly in the mirror. But wear it every day. Eventually, it will fit.
Inhabit it. Live inside it.
Yes, and stop counting your mistakes. I see students keeping lists of their errors. Burn the list. Keep a list of your victories. Today I ordered coffee and the waiter understood me. Victory. Today I understood a joke in a movie. Victory. Feed your confidence. Starve your fear.
That is beautiful advice. Feed your confidence, starve your fear.
And remember, even native speakers make mistakes. Daisy, do you ever make grammar mistakes?
All the time, especially when I'm tired or excited, I'll say things like, there's people, instead of there are people.
See? And she's an English teacher. If she can make mistakes, you can too. The goal is connection, not perfection.
I want to ask about one more practical thing before we finish, the translation dictionary. Many students have apps on their phones, Google Translate, DeepL. Should they delete them?
This is controversial. I say delete them from your home screen. Hide them in a folder. Do not make them easy to access. If you have to click 5 times to get to the translator, you might try to guess the word first. If it's 1 click away, you will not try. You will be lazy.
Make it hard to cheat.
Exactly. Force your brain to do the work. It's like the gym. If you have a robot lift the weights for you, do you get muscles?
No, the robot gets muscles.
Exactly. Google Translate is the robot. It's getting very smart. Your brain is staying weak. Lift the weight yourself.
Even if it's heavy.
Especially if it's heavy. That's where the growth is.
Peter, this has been an incredibly deep session. We have gone from sensory labeling to destroying our ego. I feel motivated myself.
I'm glad, Daisy. It's always a pleasure. And to the listeners, remember, the wall is imaginary. You built it. You can tear it down.
Step by step, brick by brick.
Word by word, sensation by sensation.
Thank you, Professor Hanson, for your wisdom today.
Thank you, Daisy. Keep speaking, everyone.
And keep listening. We'll see you in the next episode of the Slow English Channel. Goodbye.
Goodbye.